Hello.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Creativity Show. I'm Claire Cooley.
And I'm Bodhi Werner. How's it going?
So we are going to share creating in front of you. We're going to start the show, and we're going to start each creativity show with some floga just to get our energy flowing. So let's have some music, and I'll do it here and you do it there. So we're just going to start at the bottom of the body and go all the way up and back down and do it in your own way, your own pace.
All right, I'm turning up the chill music. How's that sound?
Good.
Okay.
On the floor, our feet. The whole idea is to be gently moving everywhere we have joints, ankles, calves, shins, knees, thighs, hips.
Oh, yeah. Gotta feel it.
Belly, booty, up to our rib cage,
Oh, yeah.
side to side, front, back, circle, shoulders,
I'm flying in the mountains.
upper arms,
This is all about getting the creative flow flowing.
elbows,
Can't judge yourself. And after
lower
this,
arms,
everything's easier.
wrists, hands, fingers, whole arms and hands and wrists, just shaking it out, getting the flow going.
Yeah.
Just to the neck. And the head.
This is especially helpful for computer nerds like me.
And now whatever you, any place you feel some energy stop, some tension, just a little gentle bounce, vibration in there.
Just make sure the audio is working. Do you mind tapping your microphone, Mom? Yep. We're hearing you through the microphone. Good.
All right. Whatever needs a little energy, get the flow, the oxygen, the blood, all the liquids in the body, everything moving. Have a little fun. Let it land. There you go. A little yoga. So now, Bodhi, you're going to put on a little intro, and I'm going to ask you to come out and help me lay out the art I'm going to paint today in front of you guys.
Great.
It's a little mural.
Can you wear your microphone from now on?
I can do that.
Great.
Is this the right spot?
Yeah, that is what we call a lapel mic, because that's where it works best.
All right. I lapelled it.
Great. I'll be out in a sec.
So we have a few minutes intro that Bodhi did, and he's going to help me set up the 7 movable mural pieces to paint in front of you guys today.
Hi, I'm Bodhi Werner. Allow
Wow,
me to
that
introduce you to
intro's
Claire
fun.
Cooley, our host on The Creativity Show. Claire is a National Endowment for the Arts grant-winning author, artist, and creativity coach. She has been teaching since her 20s when she was asked to design her own curriculum, Dancing into the Arts, which she taught to every grade level and in universities and institutions.
You do that while I do this.
She's created over 600 drawings, paintings, and etchings,
It's all right, I can do
and
this.
300 stencil designs inspired by nature's sublime designs, with the mission of promoting living in harmony with nature. Her art offerings include
You do
limited
what you
edition
need to do.
prints, cards,
Oh, for this shot.
posters,
Okay.
and stationery.
Go ahead, you can help me.
Join Claire's Patreon for free to get ideas, instruction, and inspiration. Upgrade to a paid membership to receive exclusive access to her ever-increasing Stencil Design SVG catalog. Her memoir and art book, Incandescence Rising Above Darkness, with 52 short stories and 68 pieces of her art, was called an instant classic by the co-founder of Sundance Film Fest, Serena Catania. Claire's powerful stories share her vulnerability and how nature helped her survive a dangerous upbringing. I was so inspired by her stories of how, against all odds, she thrived, that I made her book into a TV show screenplay. The script that I made got into the second round of the prestigious Austin Film Fest script competition.
Does that work? I can move them over or up a little bit.
For her first book, The Book of Cranes, published by Pomegranate, my mom observed all 15 species of cranes in person. She did the entire interior.
We'll just show it all and then we'll
7 levels on Mount Tamalpais. She designed and created wisteria etched glass behind her 4-story copper stair railing vine. She made furniture, wall curtains, upholstery, chandeliers, fireplace screens, floral and tabletop, including a set of 202 hand-carved crane china. Her home was featured on the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art gallery-going tours. Her art was selected for the juried section of the International Gift Show, and her crane paintings and china were displayed at the Chevron corporate headquarters. Her painting was on the cover of the Red Rose catalog and was selected for the Pheasants Forever Pollinator Print of the Year. She was the featured artist at the Lodi Sandhill Crane Festival. She's had multiple one-woman exhibitions at the Karpelis Museum, including Warblers and Wildflowers, and Cranes, the Sentinels of Serenity. We may not see those close to us until something gives us a new perspective, like when she asked me to digitize her portfolio. At 16, I saw the depth and diversity of her artistic accomplishments, which inspired my first movie, Life of Art. Drawing, painting, etching, limited edition prints, cards, posters, stationery, framing, display, wardrobe, accessories, jewelry, writing, stories, prose, poetry, readings, performance art, skate dancing, music, flute, and video. As we followed the migration of the sandhill cranes across the country, we interviewed nature enthusiasts like George Archibald, the co-founder of the International Crane Foundation. Experiencing how well we work together, I asked my mother to combine our complementary skills. I named us Mother-Son Productions. We chose our new home by Lake Superior, the inland sea. We named it after its original green shingles and restored it ourselves. Polishing the Emerald Lady is a documentary about that. Tour living room, gallery, dining room, kitchen, pantry, stairs, my mother's room, her studio, my room, the hall, the guest room, the third floor, living room, kitchen, bedroom, bath, the cellar, the framing shop, the tool shop. We turned our 120-year-old carriage house into a creative studio for movie and art, making, and for dance skating even. My mother believes in the
camera show all three of these
power of creativity and has devoted her life to sharing that with others. That's why I'm proud to help her. The Creativity Show's YouTube and Twitch channels and Claire Cooley's Facebook and LinkedIn profiles are where this live stream is happening. You can become a free, no-obligation member of Claire's Patreon to get her ever-increasing SVG catalog of stencil designs. You can send stars on Facebook and donate to support her work through PayPal or Venmo, links in the description. Contact me by email, mothersonproductions@gmail.com, with any questions, and make sure to say hi in the comments. We love to connect with you guys. Thank you for being here. Please tell a friend about this that you think would enjoy these live streams, and welcome to the Creativity Show.
Unmuted now.
Hello, everybody, and thank you, Bodhi, for that introduction. I really appreciate it. I want to start today by saying, because it's an unusual day, a 1 every 4 years day, I do not include any religious or political stuff in my work because it's so divisive. And I feel like the best I can do is be the kind of person I wish there were more of in the world, that finds things to agree on, not disagree. And what we can agree on is we all want to feel safe and appreciated. And so for me, that's love and creativity that enhances those things. So that's what the Creativity Show is all about. That's why I wrote my book, because I found creative expression as a safe place in this world that sometimes doesn't feel safe. And I found love as a place to keep hopeful. So that's what I want to share. That's what the Creativity Show is all about. So may we find ways to agree. It's harder, takes courage and strength, but it's what the world needs. So let's be positive and try to disagree respectfully, try to find things we agree on, and try to be a positive in the world and come back into balance with each other and nature. So that's enough of that. And now let us move on to showing you what I'm doing today. The first thing I'd like Bodhi to show is what I call stool studio. I've lived in a tent, in a teepee, in an abandoned building, out of my car. I've had some times with absolutely very, very little resources. And so I never will forget that. So here is an inexpensive way. These stools that have watercolor, Sumi ink, pastels, inks, and on this side I have colored pencils and acrylic inks. So these 4 stools have all these tools and materials and could be moved anywhere that you have a space, a garage, an attic, whatever space you have, and they can be flexible and easy to move around. So I call it Stool Studio. And of course, this drawing table that also has shelves on it, so it can be used as the materials and tools place. I want to show the floor before you leave the room, if we could. Can we?
Well, we saw the wide angle.
Okay, so the audience, you guys have already seen the 7 scrolls. The 3 behind me are tests. One of them is going to be the first in the series of 7 season scrolls. And I call them the 3 Musketeers. All 3 of them are done from my moose design that is going to be a stencil soon out on Patreon. So there's 3 different interpretations.
Hi, Jamie. Jamie said hello, Claire and Bodhi.
Hello, Jamie. Thank you for being here. And
when I pop on the screen, it cuts off some of the sides, so you're not visible right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm back. So why I've done these 3 different interpretations. This has got watercolor with the Sumi background. This is Sumi with a little bit of acrylic for the snow, and this is Sumi with a little colored pencil. So getting back into Sumi paintings, because it's was 50 years ago that I started my visual arts practice as a meditation. I did not think of myself as an artist. I still don't, because I dance, I write, I play the flute. I just think of myself as a creative person, and I love creating. It's peaceful, it's inspiring, it's fulfilling to share it. So I don't have to feel the need to be great at anything other than being me, which comes naturally. And that really frees me up. And creative people are free to flow. That's why I call it Floga. As John Cleese, I heard him say, they researched the most creative people in all kinds of different businesses, and they were the playful ones. So Picasso once said he could draw like a master as a child, but it took him a lifetime to be able to draw like a child. So keeping that childlike enthusiasm and non-judgmentalness and curiosity and playfulness is what creatives need to do.
This is the comment bell. Joni B on YouTube said, the paintings are looking great. I like the one on the left the best.
Your left is?
I believe
this one?
Her left is going to be your right.
This one?
No.
That one.
Yeah.
The other left. Yes. Well, I'm gonna work on this and finish it. It does have the brightest color with the watercolor. I try to work slowly, incrementally, and so it for me is fun to have more than one, and as if it works, it's functional for me to have more than one piece going at a time, so I can go back and forth. So now if we have the overhead camera on, I'm going to make some snow, and then this one might be done. We'll see when we get there. So I've put a little white acrylic and a sea sponge, and now we're going to snow.
I realized one moment, last time you had the art oriented the other way. Let me just make sure the framing works for you before we get going.
Okay, I can turn it this way.
That could work, and then
I'll move the part I'm working on under the camera.
Yeah, so that looks good, right? Doesn't it?
Yes, that'll work. All right, so we'll start the snow low snow. So here we go. I'm going to have just a little bit of snow hit our moosey. I'm going to turn this around so that I don't get any of that paint on my kimono, which I like to wear stenciled designs I've done to show you another way art can enhance our lives. Another application for the stencil designs. I'm going to take this plastic off so I do not get any of the paint on the colored pencil one. And I'm going to put this up for a little drying time.
Approximately how long does it take for the drying process?
It really depends on how much water and how much watercolor pigment or acrylic you use. Acrylic is very fast, unless you put a lot of water in it. And watercolor takes longer because there's more water. And it completely depends on the temperature of the environment. So it can take anywhere from couple minutes to probably an hour if it's really saturated. So now I'm going to do some on the colored pencil to show you another technique. I like to put what I call auras. So this mountain range is going to get this kind of wine-colored aura. This one got green, that one got purple, and the furthest away one is going to get blue. So what I do is just a little bit of intense color at the crest, the edge of the mountain, and then fan it out, shade it down, and it gives it not only some color, which I like to call nature's mood elevator, but also the shading give it a curving feeling, three-dimensional feeling.
Oh, don't let me stop you. On YouTube, Low Snow, here we go. Hi all, and hello back to you, Lone, on YouTube, and hello everyone tuning in. If you're on Facebook or LinkedIn, the best place to comment is on YouTube. Also, if you're on Patreon, where we go live for everyone, including the free members, come on over to YouTube and leave your comments there. That's the best place for us to get them. So our next segment, while she continues making beautiful art, is going to be the creativity quotes of the day. All right, let's, one moment. So Albert Einstein: the true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Then, Georgia O'Keeffe: whether you succeed or not is irrelevant. There is no such thing. I need to hear that from time to time. That's a good reminder. Albert Einstein again: creativity is intelligence having fun. I love that. And Louise Bourgeois: tell your own story. You will be interesting.
Thank you, Albert, Georgia, and Louise.
Indeed.
Thank you, Bodhi, for reading those.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful topic to have a show about creativity, fundamental to everything we do, the most important tool we have, and you know, we often put so many barriers in the way of expressing our creativity, like it needs to be done some specific way. But that's just confusion, human confusion. Creativity happens whether or not we do anything about it. You know, just a fundamental part of who we are, what we are.
Well, having taught every grade level and a different school every week, I'm qualified to speak on every first grader can dance to a poem, can do a drawing to music, can tell a story with dance, can paint a poem. They don't have perceptual rigidity. They're not full of, I'm not good at this, people are going to make fun of me, I'm not going to be good enough yet. And slowly but slowly, most people start, well, they get criticized and then they start criticizing themselves instead of just letting themselves flow creatively. And so our job is to keep that childlike wonder open. And, I feel like putting these different colors on the mountains. That's not necessarily the way it actually looks, but I'm giving myself permission to do it the way I want to, not the way a photograph, or this is my creative expression and a place I get to be free to be me. And I hope everybody experiences that sometime because it's so joyous.
Indeed. And on that note, MMM on YouTube said, love your energy. And Michael B on YouTube said, I think the most important thing you have here is the way your mom brings creativity and individuality to all with no conditions of what we create.
Thank you. That's very, very kind acknowledgement. The only rules, in my opinion, is don't get hurt and don't hurt anyone else, and try not to waste. So move slowly so that we're not, I've known a lot of artists that they move quickly and then they get frustrated, that move quick and break things. I say slow down and make things.
Good point. And Ethan sent in a text saying that the stream is looking good on his end. Look, multicam is working and the transitions are looking smooth. Thank you, Ethan. And yeah, we're trying to test out some new technologies and have fun with these live streams and show you all the different angles of artistry going on.
One of the reasons besides that, Sue Spencer, thank you for suggesting I do a mural. And then I thought, okay, I like to do things that I could use. So I had this staircase that had no magic, no story in it. So I thought, well, that's where I'll do the 7 scrolls, and it'll be a movable mural in case I want to change it around later or whatever. I like flexibility. So I decided to do Sumi because black and white, I'm going to get a couple black and whites I did years ago. Here's one I did many years ago. Is that close enough to the camera?
Well,
it doesn't work because of the, anyhow. So here they are. Here's the cover that I used for the cover of my book after I did it, because I was asked to direct a performance for the Napa Valley Arts Council, and so I did this drawing for the poster, and I used it on the cover of my book. And here's a black and white of the Mist and Mountain. But most of the time my work has been color for a long time, but I started with black and white. Do we have that photograph of my Sumi first time I did it that you might not have found it. That's okay.
The you at Antioch?
Yes.
I'll get it off of Facebook and show it.
Okay. So the next thing I'm going to try is to make this moose's eye work, meaning look like it's really looking. So I can't remember the name of the Chinese painter. Oh, I'm going to put my magnifying glasses on for this one because this is such a delicate little job right here. But he always did the eyes last. And I love the story about that, which is that he believed that when he put the eye in, there's a little hair. There we go. That the creature would come alive and fly off the page. So he would do it last. I'm going to give the hoofs a little black. Tip of the tail. Nostril. Mouth. Tip of the horns. Tip of the ear.
Here on the screen, I'm sharing a picture of her.
That's, yeah, 50 years ago when I started doing Sumi brushstroke as a meditation, and I did everything on butcher paper that was recycled, and I didn't think of any of it as art. I thought of it as a meditation, and that turns out to be a really nice way to begin without being precious about it. Just enjoy the process. And then when I moved to Duluth, because passing through, people asked me to stay and teach, and I missed the birds in the winter and the plants, so I started pen and ink drawings of birds and plants, what I call essence drawings. One line that looked like it could fly, or one line that looked like it grew. And that's when I realized that I had learned to relax in the way I held the brush through doing the Sumi brushstroke studies. And I could do pen and ink on typing paper and with some fluidity.
On to our next segment, the creativity news of the day. You're going to like this a lot, Mom. So, an article by Renee Phillips in The Healing Power of Art and Artists. That's the name of the publication. The article is called Coloring Reduces Stress. So Elena Santos wrote an article on Huffington Post that emphasizes coloring is a great way to lower our stress levels. The reason is when we are involved in this type of activity, we activate different areas of our two cerebral hemispheres. She quotes psychologist Gloria Martinez Ayala. The action involves both logic, by which we color forms, and creativity when mixing and matching colors. This incorporates the areas of the cerebral cortex involved in vision and fine motor skills, coordination necessary to make small, precise movements. The relaxation that it provides lowers the activity of the amygdala, a basic part of our brain involved in controlling emotion that is affected by stress.
Well, there you go. It is universally true that what I discovered as a little girl in my dangerous and chaotic, dysfunctional family, partly because my mother was a trained, well-educated artist. I'm a self-taught, but I do it. And she always encouraged me to do it. And I found this place that was safe and peaceful and happy. And it didn't matter what I was creating, which is why I do so many different things. Whatever I need in life, I try to make for the fun of exploring that type of creativity, whether it's dishes or clothes or jewelry or art, writing, it doesn't matter. It's all creative. So I discovered that young in life, and I thought, you know, this makes me happy and I deserve to be happy because I wish happiness for everyone else. So this is what keeps me or brings me back into positive, hopeful balance. So that's, I guess, why people asked me to teach. They thought, well, I figured something out.
Can you move your art up a smidge?
Okay.
That's great. It doesn't have to be that far. Do you need a paperweight?
I'm good. So it's what I want to share with others, what helped me the most. Creativity, creative expression, expressing emotions, I say it all the time, stimulates our immune system. And we all need to heal. Life is demanding and stressful, and there's many challenges, so it's how I meditate, and it saved me from being self-destructive. The judge that asked, you know, my girlfriend he was dating, how'd she turn out so nice? There's stories like the women on death row. Well, because I found nature and creativity as a refuge from all the rest of it.
Joni B on YouTube. Very cool. Coloring can be a good place to start gaining confidence with mediums.
I color before bed sometimes. It helps me sleep. Good idea.
Beautiful idea. And I am going to turn my stencil designs, which I have 300 of, into a coloring book for all ages. At some point, there's always a lot of projects to do, and I'm so grateful I got the grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board to do these live streams, so I have to commit to that. And then I got another grant to do another series of live streams when these ones are done, illustrating my memoir. So I'm very grateful to live in a place that values its creatives and helps fund them to keep going. But I am going to use my 300 stencil designs in a coloring book for all ages, as well as keep putting them out as stencil designs and showing things you can do, like the cloves, and here's the moose that will turn into a stencil and be put up on Patreon for the members. And non-members can purchase them any one they want. How do they do that, Bo?
They are available on the Patreon. The Patreon has a store where you can purchase them one stencil a piece. They're $3 a pop. That's the least expensive price we can put on Patreon. It doesn't allow you to sell anything for less than that. But you can join her Patreon for $5, no commitment, and you'll get access to all of them. I think that's a much better deal. And if you are a member, we're putting out more stencils soon, so you will keep getting access to all the new stencils we put out, plus more. We're finding new creative ways to share her content on Patreon. And if you haven't joined yet, please check it out. The link is at the bottom. You can join for free, patreon.com/Clare Cooley, or just scan this QR code right now. Since it's obscuring the art, I will leave it there for 10 more seconds. Pull out your phone, flip to the camera app, aim it at the screen. You're running out of time.
Okay, don't stress them.
If you can't scan it, it's very easy to remember. Patreon.com/Clare Cooley, ClareCooley. And now it's still at the bottom of the screen, but we can see the art. And on to our next segment of the show, creativity jokes of the day. And here's one I just came up with. What do you call a painting of a moose? A moosterpiece. Yeah, am I right?
That's good. Well, you're the one that came up with the Three Musketeers. I'm silly and Bodhi's funny. But, you know, I don't drink alcohol, so I call it silly hour. And Bodhi, a number of years ago, said, you know, Mom, silly hour is happening earlier and earlier in the day. My goal is to wake up silly. That's one of my life goals. And today that was hard. There's a lot about today that's difficult, because no matter what, it makes me aware of all the divisiveness and fighting and all that's happening in the world. Okay. Yes.
Joni said, awesome, that will be an epic coloring book. And then she laughed profusely at my joke, which was very good, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it was good. All right. Now, this is going to be the first one, because I'm going to start this. I'm going to do this series as black and white in the paying tribute to my origin story for my visual art, Sumi brush stroke. And because I've done so many colored art pieces, I'm enjoying going back to what I would call more essence, which is black and white Sumi brush stroke. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to need you to help me. But before, let's look at this. Joni, is this still your favorite? And so here's the colored pencil with Sumi beneath. I haven't finished these guys, their eyes. I'll do that later because what I want to show next. So here's the watercolor over Sumi, colored pencil over Sumi, and Sumi that has just a little bit of acrylic paint sponged on for the snow. I stop whenever I'm not certain, and I do something else so that I don't overwork things, which my sweet, loving, saintly mother, saintly without any religion, or maybe the religion of kindness and creativity, said it was unusual. She went to art school and she worked in studios. So I'm going to show this next, Bo.
What is this?
What's going to happen next, I'd like the audience to be able to see, is these are laid out so that they go, this is the way that they'll go down the stairs. So the top,
That's the top of the stairs, and
then they go down the stairs, and they're not only the 4 seasons, winter, autumn, summer, spring, but they're going to show mountains, a waterfall, a river, forest, collecting into a pond, little lake at the bottom. So it's going to have moose, wolf, stag, bear, fox, rabbit, and the pond is going to have fish and probably an egret and a turtle. So it's going to show the animals in this region. But what I'm going to do in front of the camera now is I'm going to take the mountain that starts at the top, and it's going to, I'm just going to give it a little bit. Can they see me?
They can see you, but you are directly between the art, unless you want me to move everything off to the side.
Basically, I'm just going to take the mountain line and come down, and there's a second and a third.
Can you pause for a minute so I can get the cameras set up?
Sure. And I'm going to get
We're going to do this. We're going to add in an extra camera, and that's going to be this one.
I'm so grateful to have a technically facile, creative partner in my son. I had it in my mother was a compassionate collaborator. She was not a technical person, and she ended up working in factories because she had 4 kids, and my father left, and so, but she was never bitter about that. But I have to admit that part of my drive to be an artist, no matter what else I've done to pay my bills, many things, paint houses, work on the boats with the stevedores, clean houses, waitress, run restaurants, frame, I've done many things, plant trees. I always kept my art going, and partly it's in honor of my mother, who couldn't keep her art going. So now I'm going to continue. The mountain is coming down. There's going to be a waterfall that turns into a river, and then at the bottom a pond. These paper clips mark the bottom and top of the pieces as they come down the stairs, so I can keep them organized. And when we get through this guy, then it becomes a forest where you can no longer see the mountains because there will be trees. So we're going to put one, just a little hint of scale. And this is probably going to have the fox in it. And then we have some more hints of scale with the size of the trees. And we will have the river that will come. Blood juice. And then it will come into a pond. It will have a nice big round shape, roundish. And that's enough to ruminate on, to basically lay out the flow. Mountain, waterfall, river, forests, pond, spring, summer, autumn, winter, moose, wolf, stag, bear, or maybe fox, then bear, then bunny, so the fox and the bunny aren't too close together, and the fox eats the bunny. So bear, I don't think bears eat bunnies, but anyway, bunnies and chipmunk, squirrel, turtle, fish at the bottom, which will be a nice pond area and have a number of creatures that come out and frolic in the spring. So there we go.
Good job. All righty. You want to stand behind there, and then I will go get it wrapped up. Read any last comments?
Okay, and so the rest of this I'm hoping to do in the remaining of this 10 series, which I'm not good at numbers. I have some things I'm good at, flowing creatively in any direction I want to, apparently, but adding things up or remembering numbers is not one of the things I'm good at. So I think I have 4 remaining live streams, and I'm going to try to do the whole thing in front of you. I went slow to get back into Sumi and feel it again and get my Sumi flow going. And now I feel like I got that. The giclée paper, Sumi, how they work together with the colored pencil, watercolor, acrylic. So now I can just go. So hopefully I will do these in front of you, and that'll be really fun.
Great. Joni B on YouTube said, "We love silly. It strengthens our relationship. It gets harder to pick a favorite. They're all graceful." Well, that's very nice. I agree. All 3 of them have their beautiful qualities. They are all 3 masterpieces.
Very nice. And the 2 that I'm going to not use in this.
Oops. I muted her by accident. One sec, guys. We muted you for a sec. I muted you for a moment, and now you're back.
All right. The 2 that are not going to be in this series are going to be prizes that we will announce maybe next live stream. So there you go. So is there anything else you want to share?
All right. I do. Yeah, fantastic. So if you guys enjoyed today's show, please put a like, subscribe, comment, check her out on YouTube, The Creativity Show. Also, you will get notifications of all of the live streams if you sign up for patreon.com/Clare Cooley. You can join for free or become a paid member at any time and unlock exclusive perks, including her entire stencil design catalog. And yeah, that's it for me. I think you did a wonderful job.
Thank you. Well, it feels good. I love creating, and it's just as fulfilling as doing it is sharing it with you. I hope it helps you give yourself permission to play and express yourself and enjoy it. So thank you for being here, and see you Thursday at noon. Thanks, everybody.